I have a question for you. What if you had zero reputation? Meaning, nobody in the world knows who you are. Would you put yourself out there then and show everybody that, hey, look, I'm working hard, I'm doing this, I'm doing that? Or would you just stay in the dark, just grind and do your thing? If that's you, if you're that person that says to yourself that, hey, look, I'm just going to stay in the dark, I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to kill it, then this video is for you. Let me explain how. Before we dive into why this might be affecting you, let me speak about how this is partly negative, partly positive. What do I mean by that? So basically, the reason why it's sort of positive is because when we work hard and we don't want the world to see and we just want to do our thing, we sort of develop this sense that, okay, I can work hard without external validation. Meaning, I don't need people to praise me for what I'm doing because I love what I'm doing and I can just work hard and kill it. But the negative side to this is you might just be hiding from the world because you're scared that you're not doing enough or you're scared to put yourself out there. Now, personally, I have struggled with this exact same thing, but I figured out a way around it. And this is me over here creating this video, 80 something videos into YouTube and several LinkedIn posts and all of that. So I think I've got a decent understanding of how this works. So this whole realization struck me the other day when I was speaking to my girlfriend. Now, she's going to start creating content on social media about psychology and all of that. She's a psychologist. So she was like explaining her strategy to me that, hey, look, Dhruv, I'm going to create content this way and I'm going to create a new separate account on Instagram and post everything over there. And it's going to be starting from scratch, starting from zero. And I was like, yes, that's exactly how you should do it. Please go for it. That's when it struck me that I followed that same strategy with YouTube over here. In a way, my YouTube is this world of my own where I create my own content and I'm hidden away from the world because nobody knows what I'm up to. Now, what I realized through that is I'm not meeting what I actually want to do by creating content. What do I mean by that? My whole objective for creating videos out there is to meet people, exchange ideas, build a community of people that are overachievers, really smart, really hardworking, love what they're doing. I want to find those sorts of people. You might be looking for people that like your way of life or that like the way you speak or like to explore different parts of the world. Whatever it is that you might be looking for, this is what I was trying to look for, right? Through content, that's the whole larger objective. I mean, really, it's one of the larger objectives. But I started asking myself, okay, look, if that's the objective, then shouldn't I be putting myself out there on all platforms and trying to do my best to reach as many people as possible? How is hiding away from the world and creating content only on one particular space going to achieve that? And that's why this whole idea that I was telling my girlfriend that, hey, look, you want to create content on this one particular channel, like go for it. That is the perfect idea. Create a new account, hide away from the rest of the world and do it. That's what I had been doing for a lot of time. That's what I've fooled myself to believe that that's the right way to do it. Now, for me, where did this idea really foster with? Look, if you have these sort of limiting beliefs or constraints that are preventing you from going out there and doing shit, you really need to dig deeper and figure out where these ideas stem from. So for me personally, this idea came from football. I was an athlete. I played semi-professional football in Bangalore, and I would do this thing where I would basically get up super early in the morning before everybody would in our residential football club. We would be sharing rooms with obviously multiple teammates of mine, different players, all of that. So I would get up early in the morning. I would put on my socks, not make a single sound, and go out into the hall room and practice. And it would be the simplest of things like juggling a sock or, just moving through cones to improve my agility or different stuff like that. Like just very simple stuff, trying to make the least sound possible because I didn't want anybody to know. Why was that? That's because then one day when I start performing on the pitch, it just seemed like magic. Like, damn, Dhruv is like this gifted work of art. Oh my God, he's so talented. That same idea has now transitioned into like this adulting phase of my life where I have fooled myself to believe that confidence comes from working in the dark with nobody seeing you. And that's the true beauty of mastery. But what I've realized now is that's more of fear than confidence because maybe that translates well to football. But with content creation, business, self development, psychology, all of that, It does not. Putting yourself out there is what matters. And not doing that and just working hard on the side and doing it only on one platform and not letting people know about it is a lot of us just running away from the situation. Put my face out there is what is confidence in this given context of what I want to do. And weirdly, it also feels like the stakes are higher now. For some weird reason, I've convinced myself that there's more risk now. Like putting yourself out there is dangerous. Like people are going to come after you and you might say something wrong. Nobody knows who I am or who you are. It does not matter. Now that we figured out what the deeper underlying issue was, what I also realized was there was somebody that I looked up to in YouTube itself that sort of influenced this idea too. You might be doing this too with your favorite creators who started off in the beginning and had barely any views. And you think that, hey, look, that's what I need to do because that's what they did. Like, I'm sure they just created on one platform and they did not post on their Instagram or show their friends that they're doing this or just hiding away from the world and creating content. So the person that I saw this, or I don't really look up to this person, but he spoke about it in one of his videos, Mr. Who's the Boss. I don't know what his real name is, but there was this video where he was speaking about how he started his own YouTube journey and how that went and how the growth was and all of that. Now, in the video, he speaks about how when he started, he had 1,000 subscribers on his channel. And obviously, he had created multiple videos by then and he had 1,000 subscribers or something in that range. Okay, basically a few thousand subscribers. And he went and showed his friends that, hey, look, guys, I have this YouTube channel, I have these many subscribers and all that shit. His friends were like, dude, that's insane. You're like, since when have you been doing this? And that's when it sort of rung in my head like, okay, that's what I want to do. I just want to work hard over here on YouTube and then just one day suddenly show everybody that, look, I've made it. I'm huge. And it sort of feeds into this underdog story idea that we all love. We all love a good underdog story. And we all would like to be, like this underdog story where we think that, yeah, in the trenches, working hard, and then suddenly, boom, one day, it's like this crazy growth and it's an overnight success story type of a thing. But the reality is, all these guys put themselves out there in their best means possible. In my best means possible right now is putting content on all sorts of different channels and just putting myself out there in whatever shape, way, or form. It's sort of falling for this trap that is very common for a lot of us where we think working hard is enough. Like, hey, look, I'm working hard, so that's enough. Like in the case of validation, I don't have to show everybody that I'm doing it. Or it's this effortless fantasy where we're just hoping that, we'll keep going at it, we'll keep grinding, and then boom, the world's going to see that it's going to be an overnight success story and all that shit. To be very honest, I would much rather prefer showing the world that I'm working hard and then achieving success because either ways, they're going to say it's an overnight success. So, one thing that I keep thinking to myself is like, when this channel grows, am I going to keep all the shitty old videos? And more often than not, the argument in my head is yes, because people should see all the shit that it took to actually make it. And that's where like actual help is because everybody sees the end product, nobody sees the journey. There have been multiple scenarios where I've been doing this and I've tried to figure out ways, but it's scary how sometimes this idea just gets masked away and we don't realize it. Like just the other day, I was speaking to my girlfriend and she was like, we were exchanging ideas about LinkedIn and all of that. I'll get to LinkedIn in a second, but we were exchanging ideas about how to create content on LinkedIn and what people are doing. And I've been using LinkedIn a lot for the past 2 weeks or a month at the very least. And what I've noticed is like sometimes there's these posts of women who put a picture of themselves and it's like it gets a lot of views, right? And I spoke to my girlfriend and I was like, that's so like, cringe. Like it makes me cringe. They're using like the way they look as something that gets themselves out there or gets them views or gets them growth. And as I was saying it to her, she was obviously like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, Dhruv. And as she said that to me, even, I realized that, shit, this is that same idea again. You're just fooling yourself to believe that somebody putting themselves out there is a wrong thing because you're in denial of doing it. I was in denial of putting myself out there. If a woman is good looking and she makes the best use of it for growth, if she wants to meet her objectives, then that's her thing. She's not right or wrong for it. It's her thing. At the end of the day, is she meeting a goal? Yes. So is she better off than me? Yes. I want to grow my channel. I want to meet a lot of people. I want to like create different opportunities for myself and other people. Am I achieving that through my channel? No. So why am I hating on other people? The simple idea over here is just put myself and yourself fucking out there. If you want to get something, like, go after it. And if you see somebody else doing it, don't judge them for it. That is the biggest realization for me. I know I probably will do this in another scenario again, but it's going to take a second to reshape and rethink this whole idea. So the place that I'm at right now with this whole idea is basically, it's sort of a balance. Okay, as much as I hate balance, and if you are probably watching this video, you probably do too, because I'm assuming you're an overachiever. Balance is shit, like screw balance. But in this sort of idea where, you're doing things on social media, you're obviously in the validation loop to some extent, right? You want to grow in, like, the public, you want to put your face out there, you want to see views, you want to see likes, subscribers. So it's really hard to not fall into the validation trap, like do everything for the validation, because then you lose sense of originality, which is what I'd convinced myself wholly of in the beginning. And then it's this idea where you need to put yourself out there enough to actually reach what you want to do. Otherwise, you're just running away from what you actually want to reach. So how do you sort of figure out the balance with this? Now, that's where the art of knowing, okay, this is me doing this because I want to seek validation, like putting sympathy stuff or sad, things like give me attention, give me validation stuff, or am I actually just putting myself out there to grow, to become a better person, to help somebody, to actually do something or make a difference? That's when you know that you're in the right spot. That being said, with all of this, how am I putting myself out there? What am I doing to actually reach people or get my channel to grow or grow in business? Well, what I'm doing is 3 to 5 posts on LinkedIn every week, 4 long form YouTube videos over here, and I really need to try and get my newsletter back up and running. I have procrastinated this for a while, but I like writing. I enjoy certain aspects of writing a lot. So I need to start getting that again. And that's basically what I'm doing to put myself out there and actually reach what I want to do. Now, a lot of these things are long term because I'm not doing a lot of short form content. I am not doing YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, or Twitter tweets right now. I experimented with Twitter in the past, but I didn't really enjoy it as much. Maybe that's an excuse too that I'm running away from. But for now, I'm going to focus on these 3 platforms, really long term games. And that's how I'm really going to get myself out there, to be very honest. To end this video, guys, if you are hiding from something, right? It could be anything. It could be speaking to somebody. It could be confrontation. It could be trying this new form of art. It could be experimenting with this different cooking style or diet or workout or business idea. Then try one thing and put it out there, right? Like, make sure somebody is seeing it so that you at least know that, okay, it's out there. What I'm doing is out there. It's part of my identity now. And also comment it down below. That's like one way that you can do something and put it out there already, because even though I don't get a lot of views, you at least know that it's out there in the universe. Like, I will for sure read it. I could use the accountability. Like I said, my newsletter, I haven't posted in a while. I need to get back at it. So maybe reading your comment could be like, okay, shit, get on with it, Dhruv. Do it. So that's about it for this video, guys. I have experimented with some new formats, some new stuff. If it works, I'll explain it to you guys in one of the future videos. But it's so exciting. And it was such an interesting way of coming up with this video. If you guys did gain some value from it, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.